It's finished. Tamworth 1, Altrincham 2 here at the Lamb and with Phil Parkinson. Phil, wins in the National League come in all shapes and sizes, but how satisfying is this one given what character your side had to show today?
Yeah, I think you've summed it up great there. The last two games we played a team that have won 3 on the bounce, so full of confidence, especially at home as well. Real difficult team to play against. The AstroTurf's a real big leveller for anyone who comes here. Obviously they're used to playing on it, training on it more than likely, and a really difficult team to play against, and I thought we coped with it really well today.
In a game like this, is one of the dangers that we end up playing a Tamworth type of a game rather than an Altrincham kind of a game? Is it fair to say we didn't find it easy to play our type of football here?
Well, that was the key, to not allow them to disrupt the game, because that's what they're going to do, because they've got real threats from set pieces, long throws. You saw as soon as it gets over the halfway line, they're throwing it into the box. So it makes it really difficult. So you're trying to control the ball and control the ebb and flow of the game as much as you can, but that's what they do really well. They disrupt, they make it difficult for you, they use physicality, they're really game. And like I said, the biggest compliment I could give them, they've got a goal there, and you're fearing the worst because they score late in games as well. They go to the end, which is full credit to them. But when they've got them sort of weapons in their arsenal and the way they want to play, they've got personnel who can really hurt you. So the long throw, like I said, from Tonks in particular, I think he got a last minute winner against Fylde with that. He's done it again previously. So you've just got to be really on the money with your defending, and it was made ever so hard when I felt it was a really, really harsh second yellow for Tom Crawford. It's absolutely getting ridiculous. The game's going backwards for me when those types of things are happening. Just warn him, say don't do that again. He hasn't done anything crazy. He stepped on a mound to sort of celebrate with our fans, and we're getting a second yellow for that, when in the Premier League you're watching players running over to fans. It's not inciting, it's called emotion. He's not gone over to their away fans and wound them up. He's delighted we've got that second goal, and it's really, really, it could have hurt us, couldn't it? And we've got to, if that's the way it's going to go, we've got to be better for that. So I can't completely blame the referees, because that's what they're told to enforce, but it's absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, I thought it was a ridiculous second yellow card for Tom Crawford, and it was at a point where we get the second goal and we might think the game was over, but we had that to deal with, and also the injury to Jake Cooper to deal with at the same time, and we went 2-0 up, but it was almost a moment of crisis at the same time in a weird way.
Yeah, well, you score and you lose your centre-half and you get your centre-mid centre-half, so you've lost 2 of your markers, 2 of your more physical players, and then it's a real uphill battle. I mean, Max Haygarth has to come on there because of his size and physicality, but you're asking him to defend when he's an attacking minded player. It shows our probably defensive vulnerabilities with how thin we are at the back at the moment, and I'm going to have to be knocking on the chairman's door, I'm sure, and asking for another player or a loan, because we are so thin there now. Losing Jake, we're wondering how long we would last without Bainesy. It's being exposed now. It would have been great with the amount of subs that you can make to bring on a centre-half, but we just don't have that in the ranks. So yeah, it could have really hurt us, but luckily the lads showed great resilience, great determination, unaided by the officials, unfortunately, today. It's very rare that I say that, but I felt it was a really difficult game for us. I felt there was a lot of soft yellows. I mean, Tom's first yellow card, it's in their half. It's a really soft contact. It's probably his first tackle and he gets a yellow card. And that's why I wasn't very happy with him. I was speaking to the fourth about it. They do exactly the same thing in exactly the same area of the pitch. Early in the second half, no free kick. It's just inconsistent. So where he's saying he can't let things go because it's inciting fans. 1, it's not inciting fans. 2, yes, you can let it go. With common sense, you say, don't do that again because I'm going to have to book you. But no, wants to make a statement, and unfortunately we've lost a player now for a soft yellow, and then another soft one late on there in the second half. Fortunately, it's not cost us today.
The 2 goals, two excellent goals from our point of view. Justin Amberlooser involved in both. He set up the first for Alex Newby, great header as well. And I wonder whether there's a particular satisfaction to score a set piece goal against a side like this. That second goal, really well worked set piece goal.
I think it's been coming when we're doing the goals created for a long time. It's something that we didn't really focus on. We were all about in possession football, creating chances. With the full-time element, we've been able to focus on things like defending and attacking set pieces more so than we ever had. And I think you're seeing the benefits of that. We're so close. I mean, look at Joe Nuttall's corner the other day where he just hit it over the bar. There's been a number of times we haven't quite landed on it. And I could see it's been coming that for a while, so I'm really pleased that we finally got one.
Yeah, I thought we did look dangerous from attacking set pieces right throughout the game. A word from me, man of the match is always one of those things we like to pick out, but somebody I wanted to highlight was James Jones, who in a game like this is just the man you want. He made an absolutely brilliant defensive header late on in the game, and he really is a tower of strength in these situations.
Yeah, he was superb today. He had a lot to do. And Creaney, who come on, he's he scored, hasn't he? So, but again, we're playing with Banco centre half, George right back there. So he's probably exploiting James a little bit there, and he was superb. Like you said, we don't get that result unless James, Coops, Banco, Tyler Golden, Ethan, they do what they need to do on set pieces, because they were bombarding the box at times and they dealt with it brilliantly. But you're really right. James has really stepped up to the mark in that area of his game. It's something I've pushed him on to sort of be a real leader and be a dominant centre half, because that's what everybody wants. He's a very good footballing centre half, but to go up the levels, you've got to be dominant, and that's what he's showing now. He's showing that learning from all the years' experience that he's got, and he brought it all to the forum there, and he really stepped up. And you're right to single him out.
And just to clarify one point, Ollie Crankshaw wasn't involved today, and I'm assuming that was partly because of the surface here today.
Yeah, definitely. We're zero risk with Ollie, so he absolutely could have played on this, but we all know how long we've waited. It is a higher risk because he's not used to playing on these surfaces. We've been training on grass pretty much till yesterday to give the lads a taste of the Astro. When we get into the deep winter time, we'll be on the Astro all the time, and it'll be a different matter then. But at this moment, it was zero risk.
And finally, you mentioned in your interview after the game on Tuesday that the most important thing there was to back that win up with another win. We've done that, and two very different wins, but hopefully this will be the launch of a really good spell. But you can feel the fact that we've got two such different wins in the week. We played great on Tuesday. It was a different type of win today. That's got to give you a lot of heart for what lies ahead.
Yeah, well, I compared both seasons, didn't I, when I could tell everybody was frustrated and disappointed with the start that we've had. I don't know why. It's the best start we've had in 30 odd years, I think, with that opening game victory and backing it up with another win in a couple of games' time. And then we've won. We've accumulated the same amount of points as we did at this point last season. It was quite difficult for the lads because after 10 games we went 5 games where we won 5 on the bounce. We've won 2 now. So again, that's a positive for me, because it was worrying to think, can we keep that going? So we've got to, if we want to have aspirations of matching what we did last season, which everyone has. I've not hidden away from that once, but what I have said is be realistic. Just be real. We're not going to walk this league. Absolutely not. It's going to be tough. There's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be speed bumps. We're going to hit them. We're going to have tough times. So if people get upset by draws and people don't really have that vision, because I say our fans are educated, and they need to remember that, because I do believe in them. They've got to believe in us. And when I say something, I mean it. I don't say it lightly. I think we're a stronger team, all-round team. Don't get me wrong. We've lost the best goal-scoring midfielder that the National League people are telling me that they've ever seen. That's not easy to replace. But I tell you what, we've got a real good team. And we don't have the same amount. We had Chris at this point last season. We got the same amount of points. We haven't got Chris now. So if I'm saying we're a stronger team, can we be more resilient? We've kept more clean sheets already than we did at that point last season. We kept 1 last season. We've kept 4 already this time. So there's lots of positives. I think we're 3 or 4 goals behind what we scored at this point last season, but we've conceded 4 less. So there's a lot of positives to take. People, just remember that we know what we're doing. Back us. There's no issue with anything within the camp, with the way we organise, the way we set teams up. We're always trying to win games, but sometimes the strength of the opposition means you can't dictate play. You have to sit back a little bit, but it's certainly not coming from the sidelines. It's lads feeling what they need to do in games at the right time, because ultimately it's the lads on the pitch that make them key decisions, and that's what win your games. Good players make good decisions, and that's what we try and recruit. That's what we try and educate in training. That's what we try and value when we're speaking to them at half-time and full-time. We educate them so they learn rather than berate them for the sake of not doing something right. This is why that's happened. Can you do better? And we'll help them, and if they can't or they won't, if they won't, they won't be. If they can't, we'll help and help. But if they still get it wrong, then we have to get better players. But I believe in this group.
And a final question, great scenes at the end there with the fans, really good numbers. It's one of the more local away games, and the Altrincham fans, I thought particularly in the second half, were in brilliant voice, and you're never not going to enjoy those scenes at the end of a win with the Altrincham fans.
No. I mean, our fans were outstanding today. Really good. Really in great voice as well. Kept up with all the Tamworth fans, and I must say I always give a mention to the opposition fans when they're there. They got right behind their team in a different way, giving us a real tough time behind the dugout. Thank you for that. We enjoyed that. It spurred us on. But listen, great fans here as well. Didn't like the bit at the end where they thrown a bottle on, but maybe that's their emotion getting the better of them. But overall, I thought their fans, they really tried to help their team get over the line. But this time it was our day, and our fans got the just rewards for supporting us and sticking with us when people probably were doubting one or two things. So thank you to them as well.
Yeah, you're not the first Altrincham manager to have an interesting relationship with the Tamworth fans behind the bench there. But yeah, a great win, and thanks very much for your time, Phil.
No problem. Thank you.